Hello, it's Reija and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to do a Top 5 Wednesday topic for the first time in a really long while. Today's topic was really interesting. It is basically about all the best books I've read this year up till now. And Top 5 Wednesday was originally created by gingerreadslainey, but it's now hosted and moderated by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, and I will leave links to the Goodreads group and the host channels down in the description for your viewing pleasure. So without further ado, let's get started with the topic. The first book I want to talk about is The Color Purple by Alice Walker. I read this earlier this year for the Translate-a-thon, which is a readathon I created. And I read this Finnish edition, which was very good and I really enjoyed it a lot. I gave this 4 stars and I just think that this book, even though it deals with gruesome topics like sexual assault and racism, it is just very hopeful. And it is surprisingly sex positive, and there is a female-female romance in it, and it just explores womanhood and family and the struggle of growing up as a black woman in the South. And it's just, there's just so many things to love about this whole book. And I was completely blown away by it. To be honest, I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did because I don't usually reach out for historical fiction. But this was really good. Highly recommend. Next book that I want to talk about is Nevermoor, The Trials of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This is a middle grade book about a girl named Morrigan who has essentially lived her life in shadow, shadowed by a faith that she can't escape, which is that she will die on her 11th birthday because she is a cursed child. But wouldn't you know it, she is whisked away in the eve of her demise to an adventure that she had no idea would be awaiting for her. And this book was so whimsical, so magical, and I loved Morrigan as a character. She's very spunky, very assertive, but she also is kind of withdrawn and kind of scared to trust people and show people that she cares about them because she hasn't really had the chance to be loved and love others. And highly recommend this book. It was really great. I gave it 4 stars and it was so good. The next book I want to talk about is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. I also gave this book 4 stars. It deals with Russian folklore and history, and it is a kind of fairy tale retelling, but also kind of historical fiction and magical realism thrown in there. And it is an exploration of what happens when old ways, old magics meet the new Christian ways. And the central character is Vasya, who is a young girl with the ability to talk and communicate with all these old spirits, and she is very much connected to the old ways. And aside from a few hiccups like characters winking out of the story in the middle of the book and kind of very unsubtle hints towards the second book, I really enjoyed this. It was magical, it was dark and twisty, and I liked the characters, and it was a very enjoyable read. Then I want to talk about The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I gave this book 4.5 stars. Very good. I loved the relationship between Patroclus and Achilles. It was very equal, even though they are not on equal footing as far as upbringing and their pasts go. but their relationship is very equal and communicative. Even when they're behaving like complete assholes, they are talking about their relationship, they are talking about the issues, and I just love that. Even though the Song of Achilles is a tragedy, if you've read Iliad by Homer, or if you're in any way familiar with Greek mythology, you know how the story ends. That's not the driving force of the story. The driving force of the story is the relationship, how it evolves, how it develops, how these characters behave towards one another, and I just loved it. It was so good, and it was such a wonderful experience to see such an equal, open and communicative relationship unfold between my very eyes. It was beautiful. 4.5 stars. And last up, so far the best book I've read this year has been The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I also gave this book 4.5 stars. It has really hooked me in to the world of the Exodus fleet and this whole galactic commons world with all these alien species and the Wayfarer crew. I loved it. I loved that it was super character driven, but also there was a lot of sciencey bits, and I loved the exploration of how language and cultures would evolve in the presence of such a variety of different alien species, and this kind of communication and shared life between humans and other sentient species. It was just breathtaking. This was a BookTube Discord server book club pick for the month of June, and I really liked it. I will have more thoughts on this in my June wrap-up, but suffice to say, really liked it. So far the best book I've read this year. And there you have it. Those were my 5 books that I've thoroughly enjoyed in the year of 2018. None of them are 2018 releases, but they are great nonetheless. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye bye!